and gentlemen, it's the Stephanie Miller Show.
Yes, it is. It's Voice DD Jim Ward Day. Hooray!
Hooray!
In hour number 3, Maximum Mookage and Charlie Pierce. What's not great about that?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. The RNC has a giant squirrel. Now Hillary is done. Done.
I don't get that.
Get to that in a minute. Wow. This is a party that is full of just really great ideas, isn't it? I know. How about Iraq again? And how about Mitt again? Look out, Hillary, because we have a giant squirrel.
Did they just have a squirrel costume lying around and said, we need something to do with this? Hey, let's go after Hillary with it.
I think there's clearly someone from the DNC is working for them. So whoever sold this idea, right. All right. Well, love letter, first of all. Sue writes, Mama, a caller asked, what's a mook? We get that every now and again. I've often wanted the same. I Googled it. It's what popped up in Urban Dictionary, coined in the Scorsese film Mean Streets.
Okay.
Meaning hole or loser. I'm not paying because this guy's a mook. Okay. All the mooks are adorable and certainly not arses. Let's redefine mooks. Mama's outspoken, outrageous sidekicks. I financially support and watch you, Sexy Moose, Hot Travis, Hunker Burn and Love Jim on Free Speech TV.
Aww.
Thank you.
And now Nate.
Right, Nathan over there.
Yeah.
The new Darren. I loved you in Seattle. Our VIP photo is still and forever up in my iPhone. Aw, Seattle sexy liberal. Yay. I tune in to Free Speech TV every morning to see what you and Chris are wearing. A listener sent me my tweet shirt. Thank you.
And I have Spider-Man arm wrestling Venom.
Okay. Then I listened to the full podcast after coaching the local girls' high school tennis team. I'd like to be the official Stephanie Miller High School tennis coach. There you go. You make me laugh, you make me smarter. Coach Sue. Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Well, the RNC squirrel, now that's going to make you smarter. That is... This is a party out of ideas. It really is out of ideas. GOP introduces giant squirrel to mock Hillary Clinton. She's laughing yet another pantsuit off. Every time Chris Christie has a press conference, every time Brian Priebus does something new. The RNC has a new weapon in its ongoing effort to derail Hillary Clinton's road to the White House, a giant squirrel. I am not with you people. I really am not. So
Is it this kind of squirrel?
After you. Oh, no. You first. Thank you.
No, it's not a polite squirrel. It's a Hillary-hating squirrel.
Oh.
Here are the fun facts about it's the HRC squirrel. Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Oh.
Right. The HRC squirrel mascot.
Your dog just burped.
I smell Victor the Victory Elephant. Remember when we bought one half price and the convention was over in Minneapolis?
Yes.
That was sad. They were all in that little bin. Just
in the bargain bin.
I'm a dying party. With dying ideas, please buy me.
And there was no Victory that year.
Half off, like 50% off. Who even wants one? How'd that go, by the way? That victorious victory. That Victor was so excited and was trumpeting about.
Yep.
Okay, the HRC squirrel mascot, which the RNC unveiled late last week. Oh, boy, that had to be a day of excitement around Reince Priebus' world. Is determined to let Americans know that another Clinton in the White House would be nuts.
Oh, really?
Oh, my
That's
God.
the connection?
That's... What, are the comedy writers 8? According to the
You're
RNC...
assuming they have comedy writers. I think Reince Priebus just pulled that from his ass.
I don't know. Here's what we'll say. You'd be nuts. Get it? Because of squirrel. Oh, my God. According to the press release, the squirrel recognizes the dangers of a Hillary Clinton presidency and will continue to dig up her record. See, because it's a squirrel. And no matter how hard the liberal media tries to bury it, it even has a Twitter account. Squirrel does. Of course it does. HRC Squirrel. That has gathered more than 1,000 followers. Yikes.
Gathered that many.
That's about how many votes they're going to get, I think, against Hillary. Find me where the nuts are, the squirrel's Twitter bio reads. Right now, that's the fiction aisle with anyone who believes Hillary Clinton's spin. Squirrel's good. Oh, my We should have asked Carol Leifer if the squirrel can open for her.
Yeah, because it's so funny.
The squirrel tweeted, at Hillary Clinton is trying to hide her record on hashtag Benghazi the way I hide acorns. Oh, my God. Really?
My God.
Really? This is the level of political debate. The Spot, starring the squirrel and RNC chairman Reince Priebus. Oh, well, see, now they brought in the star power. It's not like it's just the squirrel. Shows the squirrel at a desk in the RNC headquarters reacting to Clinton's much-discussed comments claiming that the former First Family was broke when the Clintons left the White House.
Okay.
In recent days, Hillary Clinton has revealed just how out of touch she is, Priebus said. As we continue to expose her failed record and bad choices, Democrats will start to worry whether it was wrong to put all their acorns in one basket. 16, it's another squirrel joke with an acorn in the basket. He said recently on Meet the Press, I actually doubt very much whether she will actually run for president in 2016. All right, you go with that, Reince. That makes you feel better and be able to go sleepy time at night. You go.
He's a silly little man.
Why would you? Well, then why the giant squirrel if she's not running? Well, that'll probably scare her off. She was going to run, but now she's like, Bill, hold me. Spoon me this giant cartoon squirrel on TV.
I'll bet you some low-level RNC staffer was going through some costume warehouse one day, saw that squirrel costume, and said, hey!
Wait for it. According to the RNC, the squirrel will make more public appearances in the coming days. Oh, my God.
Be still my heart.
Oh, my God. Well, that just changed the whole political debate in America now. Okay. You got us into Iraq. Don't look at that now. We've got a giant talking squirrel. Okay. So the Iraq debate continues to make my head explode. I don't know about you. Charlie Pierce, of course, wrote some great stuff about the Sunday shows because you're just like, oh, my God.
In
really?
his usual Gauchites column.
Right.
Yes.
Right. I mean, he made a great point. This is what I was saying. It's not just that they had the Wolfowitzes and the, Senator Butch Me Up and whoever, all the original cheerleaders for the Iraq War. They didn't have one person who was originally against the cluster, as Charlie says.
Barbara Lee.
They didn't have one person that was right.
Right.
Oy. All right.
Does Barbara Lee say no? Why don't they ever book her?
I wonder why. Because she was right about it.
Exactly.
Anyway, wow. I was reading a piece in the Daily Beast, among others, and speaking of cluster, wow, now it is really, U.S. doesn't know who to hit in Iraq should it be necessary. This is just, it is mind-boggling. Suddenly, now you'd like to work with Iran?
Now a warning?
Someone tweeted me yesterday, has anyone told John McCain that he's now on Iran's side? What? Huh? We posted this yesterday on our Facebook, and it is scorching, it is searing, but I'm sure it speaks. Because I was saying, as mad as we all are, you can imagine people that would serve there, or lost people there. And this guy, Jim Wright, he posted this, he served in Iraq. Absolutely nothing, a veteran savage indictment of the Iraq War. And he was talking about Mitt Romney, among others, talking about what we won in Iraq. Anyway, I just got to read this last part because it said, you sons of bitches, one and all, you simpering, capering madmen, this time at least have the courage to face the camera, to look into America's eyes and tell them their sons and daughters will be dying because you, John McCain, because you, Mitt Romney, because you, Dick Cheney, because you, Donald Rumsfeld, because you, George W. Bush, you lying bastard, because you conservatives hate Barack Obama and for no other reason. Go on, tell us, go on, wave your little flags and beat your fleshy chests, roll out the marching bands and tell us how many more American soldiers should die. Go on, put a number on it, 10, 100, 50, 4,000? How many of us have to die? How many more bodies will it take to satiate your mindless hunger for blood and revenge? How many more American lives are worth your insane hatred of the president? How many? How much further into debt should we drive our nation? Another $1 trillion? 2, 10, 100? Put a price on it, you insane sons of bitches. Go on. Write me a number. Give me a number. Write me a check. Tell me how much you're going to pay. Show me the damn money.
Oh.
How many more years? How many? 1, 5, another decade, 50? What is it? Don't wave your hands and make some vague prognostication. Give me a number. How many lives? How much money? How many years? You look us in the eye and you Tell us.
Oh, dear.
I'll tell you what. Let's go back to Iraq. Just so long as Donald Rumsfeld, Dick Cheney, George W. Bush, Rush Limbaugh, Ann Coulter, Glenn Beck, Michael Savage, Paul Ryan, Sarah Palin, Rick Perry, every single one of those powdered Botox talking heads at Fox News are in the vanguard. That's right, you cowards. You put on a uniform and you lead the charge this time around. The Koch brothers and Mitt Romney can pay for it. You got rich off the last one. You damn well pay for this one. Strap John McCain into the cockpit of an A4 Skyhawk and let him fly air cover. If he gets shot down and taken prisoner again, well, you know what? Him. Leave him to the enemy, because frankly, his hate and bile and raging insanity have done more damage to this country than Bo Bergdahl ever did. Thank you, Jim White.
That was great.
Said with the passion and the anger that only someone that had actual skin in the game.
Right.
Anyway, because we were talking about the memories as you saw.
The Iraqi regime continues to possess and conceal some of the most lethal weapons ever devised.
Active chemical munitions bunkers, mobile production facilities.
Thanks for the memories.
Saddam Hussein has gone to elaborate lengths, spent enormous sums, taken great risks to build and keep weapons of mass destruction.
Saddam Hussein is determined to get his hands on a nuclear bomb.
It is only a matter of time before terrorist states armed with weapons of mass destruction develop the capability to deliver those weapons to U.S. cities.
Bills we never paid. How lovely it was.
Terrorists are doing everything they can to gain even deadlier means of striking us.
We're parted by only a slight thing.
We know he's got chemical weapons.
I wonder if we did the right thing. Thank you. Thank you so much.
See, I told you all the hard work you put into that would be worth it. We'd use it again.
10 years later.
God. Not a laughing matter. Sometimes
No.
you got to laugh so you don't cry all day. 18 minutes after the hour. This hour of the Stephanie Miller Show brought to you by Carbonite. You know, not all clouds are created equal. You know you need to back everything up there in that there cloud. I didn't even know what it was when I first heard it. All I know is everything I have in my computer is safe. Carbonite Cloud Backup, we have it here for everything. All our sound bites, our guest contact lists. I have it for my music, my pictures. People send me old pictures from the 64 campaign when I was just a hairy little tot. Carbonite is I couldn't get those back. Carbonite, the comprehensive solution for backing up all your important files. It backs everything up to the cloud automatically whenever you're connected to the internet. That's my favorite part of it. You don't have to remember to do anything, whether you're backing up one computer at home or all the computers and servers at your small business. Carbonite does it all. It's such an affordable price, you won't believe it. It's secure, easy to set up, restores everything so quickly. You need to Carbonite now. Do it now. Yeah. Don't wait. Go to Carbonite.com today. Type in my offer code Stephanie. You get a free trial, no credit card required, plus 2 free bonus months with your subscription. Carbonite.com. Offer code is Stephanie. 19 minutes after the hour. We roll along on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Call Stephanie Miller.
Oh, you just did. You got a weird look on your face.
Yeah,
okay.
I know.
Okay. Some people think it's hot.
No.
24 minutes.
Thinking more about the animals strike curious poses.
Right.
It's like, what is that?
24 minutes after the hour. Listen, Jim is going to call Fred a man whore when he gets here the third hour. He is stuck to Nathan like glue.
Uh-huh.
Man whore. Oh, you know the difference between the men's. Okay.
I just want a petty man.
Yeah. John in L.A., you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hey, John.
You know, what's interesting is that when you hear what people have said in the past and how now their words come back and are used in other people's favor, you could make a case for what you guys said about Hillary in the 2008 run-up to the primary to make a very effective case for why Hillary shouldn't run again this time.
Oh, I see. Right, because she was shown the same cherry-picked and twisted intelligence. Right, so it's Hillary's fault we went to Iraq.
She was
solely.
No, just your words, not what you hear from the right wing. What you heard from the left wing during the 08 primary.
Right.
I think those words could come back and be used.
We didn't say anything bad about Hillary.
Right.
To you.
We didn't say anything bad about Hillary.
Right. The reason that I clearly one of the big reasons that Obama won the primary is because of his stance against the Iraq War, which was correct.
Well, maybe not, because
maybe not.
Today.
No, I think maybe
he's sending troops in, right?
He's sending 100 to guard the embassy or something.
275, but as long as there's boots on the ground, what happens if...
So you're saying it's really more President Obama and Hillary's fault about Iraq. It's not any of those people we played in the soundbite in the Bush.
I'm saying that it's interesting that you blame everybody who's not in power, but the president...
Who's not in power, they were when we got in.
Exactly. They're the ones who got us in this mess that we're trying so carefully to get out of.
Well, but let me ask, what is the Obama doctrine? I mean, what is his foreign policy?
Whatever it is, it's better than the Bush doctrine, isn't it? How's the Bush doctrine worked out?
34% that support. Are you in the 34%? Obviously,
of what?
34% of people that think he's doing a good job in foreign policy. Because a vast majority.
Oh, I see. So I must be completely wrong if I think. I mean, honestly, are you comparing it to George Bush's foreign policy, which is still a rolling disaster?
At least we knew what his foreign policy was.
Oh, so it's better.
Every time something.
It's a disaster, but at least we knew it was a disaster, so that makes it better somehow.
No, at least he sticks. Every time a disaster happens, the president goes and raises money on the West Coast.
Oh, and George W. Bush didn't? Holy crap, did you see the crap I got from him every time a disaster happened?
September 12th.
I guess you didn't get the picture I did of him on the plane flying away from the danger and after 9/11 asking me for money. I got that. Did you get that?
Yeah, on 9/12.
All right, shit. Sorry. I'm just not in the mood for him this morning. Because they're always talking over guys.
Yeah. Bush's foreign policy was a complete and total crap fest that we are trying to entangle ourselves from.
By the way, that was the most insanely idiotic I think I've ever heard, because he said...
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
At least we knew what George W. Bush's policy was. Hitler was pretty clear about his foreign policy, too.
Yeah.
At least you could identify it. So there. Ha ha.
Oh, by the way,
yes,
I was correct. That squirrel costume was left over from an anti-acorn campaign.
Oh, the RNC is reduced to using used costumes from another issue. Trying to take down Hillary.
Yes,
By the way, how pathetic was that? Well, it was really more Hillary's fault than George W. Bush. How come you're blaming the people that aren't? Once again, now that I'm already down the Hitler rat hole because it's Jim Day, what? Hitler's not in power anymore. That doesn't mean
he's blaming
he wasn't
Hitler.
responsible for World War. Okay, where was I?
Boy.
Okay, Mark, it's going to be one of those kind of days. Here we go. Mark in Minnesota, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hello, Mark.
Hey, Mama.
Hey, baby.
Mark, the official idea guy of the Stephanie Miller Show.
Oh, we needed one.
Hello.
Oh, God.
Hey, loved meeting you in Minneapolis, by the way.
Thank you. Me too, you.
Listen, John Kerry going to Iran is ingenious. Because think about it, 3 months ago or 4 months ago, John Kerry had announced, hey, I'm going to go to Iran and have some talks with him.
Chat.
The right wing would have exploded.
Oh, my God. Lindsey Graham would have vapored into a fine stream, a liquefied stream.
I mean, he doesn't have to just talk to them about Iraq. He can talk to them about anything now. And they can't do anything about it.
Exactly. You suggested it.
Yeah.
Why, after you? We have our own polite squirrels. Why, no. I'd be happy to go talk to Iran. All right. We got to talk about what's happening there and what our options are, because that's why I couldn't be president, because I would drink
lots,
cry, quit.
Yep.
Okay, 29 minutes after
and
the hour.
take a nap.
Yeah, there'd be a nap in there somewhere, too. Right back on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Question number 1.
Stephanie Miller.
Have you ever gone a day without wearing underwear? I'm so sorry, I'm better than this.
No, it's frequently. I think you should just play that Cher song every morning, because it's Groundhog Day. We're going to talk to the same right-wing dip we had to talk to in the whole run-up to Iraq. That guy just called. Annoying talkie over guy.
Yeah.
We'll get you in at 34%. The things Obama's foreign policy. No, I tell you what, though, I'm one of the 100% that thinks George W. Bush's foreign policy was a rolling disaster. It still is. And Iraq is a disaster. we don't even know what Obama's policy is. At least we know what George W. Sorry, was that me? That's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
The Obama doctrine is to not get us into any unnecessary wars.
Yes, it was bold. George W. Bush's word. You're right. You could tell what it was. It was bold and really awful. Okay. So here's what we have now. Daily Beast piece. U.S. doesn't know who to hit in Iraq. This is really, this was what the word cluster was invented for.
Probably.
The U.S. military has the capability to conduct airstrike over Iraq within hours. The problem is they don't know exactly who they are supposed to be targeting. The CIA and the Pentagon not certain who exactly makes up the forces that have taken up so much of Iraq. Moreover, these intelligence and defense officials say they believe some of the people fighting with the Islamic State of Iraq, ISIS, that everybody's talking about, are former U.S. allies who could be turned against the hardcore fanatics if they can be identified. We don't have Adam Schiff, our buddy, the congressman from right over there. His district is there.
Right here.
I could actually touch it. He said we don't have boots on the ground providing intelligence, and we don't have confidence in information the Iraqi government provides because they've been so heavy-handed in the use of force against Sunni villages. Who could have seen this coming, I wonder? This whole, disrupting hundreds of years of this Sunni-Shia conflict. Who could have ever seen that? Oh, I know. Lots of us. While ISIS is taking over cities like Mosul and Tikrit, a strike on ISIS wouldn't be as simple as, say, attacking one of Saddam's tank columns during the last Iraq war. It requires a different kind of intelligence. A drone strike would be the last piece in a long process to identify, locate, and verify where an individual target resides, but it still requires the basic tradecraft of human spying. What a mess. The DIA director said most Iraqi Sunnis probably remain opposed to AQI's ideology and presence in Iraq and Syria. Some Sunni tribes and insurgent groups appear willing to work tactically with AQI as they share common anti-government goals. I haven't even gotten to the Kurds yet. Everybody just stay put. Because of what Flynn describes as Baghdad's refusal to address long-standing Sunni grievances and continued heavy-handed approach to counter-terror operations. Complicating the task is that ISIS has taken refuge in urban areas, of course, making strikes against them without striking civilians nearly impossible. Determining the enemy's identity is the key to figuring out what legal authority the White House could use to target Iraq's enemies. I mean, what a mess.
Yep.
It's like I was saying, Richard Clark was saying, who, by the way, I listened because he was right about everything. It's like, who are we bombing? Who are we bombing? Al-Qaeda? Iran?
Nobody knows.
Yeah. John Kerry, by the way, Secretary of State. So this is, we now have come, we're just, crazy train has gone magical full circle. So now we're talking about talking to Iran, our very close person. So see, now we've strengthened because of the Shiite. Okay, here he is.
We're open to discussions if there's something constructive that can be contributed by Iran. If Iran is prepared to do something that is going to respect the integrity and sovereignty of Iraq and the ability of the government to reform.
And when have we ever not been able to trust Iran?
Why are we even involved over there?
I love Iranian officials. U.S. needs to clear up this mess in Iraq. Now look what you've done.
Well, we did break it.
Yes, I know. Yes. Well, when you say we, Kimosabe.
Well, I mean, as a country.
As the United States considers working with geopolitical foe Iran to quell insurgent violence in Iraq, Iranian officials gave conflicting statements. How about that? How's that? Depends on which Iranian you talk to. About the willingness of the country to participate with the U.S., with one official saying the U.S. had to clear up its mess in Iraq or risk losing Mideast's credibility. Oh, now a warning? Now a warning about the U.S.
Now a warning?
Okay. Right, because the Iraq war in the first place didn't do anything to affect our credibility in the... One senior Iranian official said the U.S. has no choice but to clear up this mess in Iraq. Otherwise, its achievements and credibility in the region will be gone. Oh, that would be bad if we were somehow to have a bad reputation. The U.S. should remove this infection. He refers, of course, to the Sunni insurgents from the region. Okay, great. We'll just airlift them all out. Another official called the prospect of this meeting of enemies totally unreal. Meanwhile, the Iranian prime minister intimated a willingness to cooperate with the U.S., though stopped short of offering ground troops. The majority Shia Iran has brief common cause with the U.S. against the Sunni insurgents who comprise ISIS, the Islamic militant group that seized control of several major cities, Iraqi cities last week. Prime Minister of Iraq is accused by ISIS of shutting out Sunnis out of recent elections. What a
Mess. What a dump.
What? If Betty Davis were her, she'd say, what a dump. Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Night.
Something. All of it.
It's night.
What? God, I'm doing Betty Davis. Yeah. Ah! Okay. Hello, Brian in Michigan.
Hey, Seth, Chris, good morning.
Good morning.
Hiya.
I have a request for you. Next time one of these right-wing tools calls in and says, you can't blame Bush because Obama's in charge now of what's going on in Iraq. Ask them, were they the same people who blamed Clinton for 9/11 because they didn't get Bin Laden?
Yes, they are. They, with a straight face, said this was actually Clinton's failure.
Make sure to ask them that, because they probably won't have a snappy answer for that one, probably.
Well, as you know, George Bush was too busy dealing with the Clinton-Gore recession.
Yes.
As many on the right wing would like to call it, right? You remember that. Okay. Sue in Rockville, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hi, Sue.
Hi. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Like the previous call, I do have some advice for you guys.
Okay. All right.
10 years later, I can no longer listen to these people. When they call you, you simply say to them, if you support more war, you must enlist or put your kid in. And if you don't put yourself or put skin in this game, then you need to play the Diane Wiest bit, don't speak from Bullets Over Broadway, and just play it over and over as they try to talk over you.
Yeah.
Because they have no credibility and they're not allowed to speak anymore. They're simply not allowed. Whether the horrors of corporate media allow them or not does not give you don't have to do
That's
that
right.
anymore.
That's right. Exactly.
You can be tough and just play that clip over and over and over.
No, don't speak.
Right.
Don't speak. Don't speak. No. Silence. Don't speak.
And as you know, I invite dissent here, Sue. In fact, you go to the front of the line. However, you need to shut your pie hole and have a conversation. Right.
You can have the only conversation you can have. When people try to say that because Hillary said this and now she feels that it somehow impeaches her, people seem to forget that during World War II, FDR had to make some really tough choices. And as a child of Holocaust survivors, let me just say, the fact that they didn't bomb the railroad tracks, etc., I could sit there and tell you all the horrible things FDR was because of what he didn't do. But you know what? As a Democrat and as someone who looks at the greater good for everybody, not just me, I look at the fact of all the fabulous things he did both socially and for this country and did win the war for, we got out of the war.
Yeah.
So I prefer, this kind of narrow focus is really like, one thing.
And it is pathetic in a way. It's like this whole debate, Carol Leifer was talking about Hillary Clinton, being for marriage. So what? She's evolved like a lot of other people to try to, what they're trying to do is both sides are the same. No, they're not.
Right.
The president's going to have to sign an executive order, on gay and lesbian rights and, the right not to be fired. Mm-hmm. Because the not go both sides, because the Republicans in the House won't pass it, right, Sue?
And even if they had something valid to say, if there was a valid argument, but they have destroyed any of that because all of us here, with the exception of my bar babies, were here 10 years ago.
Right. Well, I mean, and you've got, that's the thing, you've got not just the whole Congress that still won't make it, that makes it okay to fire gay people. You've got Rick Perry saying, I believe the science on gay conversion therapy, which not one reputable psychiatrist would.
They are on the losing side of equality. They are on the losing side of America. They are anti-American. They are not patriots. And they are domestic terrorists as far as I'm concerned, because all they want to do is destroy this country because they hate the black man.
Sue, as my mother would say, you've gotten so radical.
Thank you.
Steffi. All right, thank you. Goodbye. That's a compliment.
Yeah.
Oh, Steffi. You remember. See, now I'm having all the flashbacks. You remember my mom? My 91-year-old Republican mom. This is how much I love my mommy.
Okay.
My Fox News watching 91-year-old Republican mom, when George Bush left office, she wrote him a very long handwritten letter about how he was the best president ever. And she had to read the whole thing to me. And I listened because I love my mom.
9 pages, single spaced?
Steffi, she always does that. She reads all kinds of stuff to me, letters she wrote to whoever or whatever. I'm like, yes, Mom, wow. Oh, that was nice of you. I'd love to hear that. And meanwhile, not a hair left in my head. Blink, blink, just one by one. I just tweezed each hair out one by one. And then I was like, there was a pause after. I was like, All right. Well, that was very nice of you. I think he's kind of a war criminal. And she said, "Oh, Stephanie, you got so radical." Okay.
And she's not radical for supporting George Bush at all.
No, he's the best president.
Yeah.
I told her the story about we went to the inauguration of Obama.
Right.
And we saw the helicopter taking George W. Bush.
Uh-huh.
That everybody was cheering or flipping him off.
Sure.
And she said, "Oh, dear, rude." All right, Ken, like the Iraq War wasn't rude.
Right.
Okay, Ken in North Carolina, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hi, Ken.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, if we, along with the dumbing down of America, we become humanitarian war fighters. If we had fought the original Iraq War, Desert Storm, like we fought World War II, we would not have a problem in the Middle East whatsoever. For some reason, all of a sudden we're concerned.
So it's still a Bush's fault, but George H.W. Bush is what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, we've become a nation of, and even Russia has gotten into this mode too,
Right, but how would it have been any different if we had taken Saddam out then?
Well, not Saddam. If we fought World War II, like we fought Iraq, we'd all be goose-stepping and Heil Hitler. Because we dropped 2 atomic bombs on non-military targets. We weren't concerned that they were all civilians. Why all of a sudden in Iraq? Well, we were.
We care too much about civilian casualties now. Okay. All right, well, we could have landed in Normandy again, but it would have been the wrong location.
And that was a huge debate within the administration whether to drop the bomb on on civilian targets.
Right. I don't think anyone said we don't.
No.
Okay.
Good
all right.
Lord.
Wow, this debate's going to get weird again. 46 minutes after the
We're just
hour.
going to make for a weird show. You can't tune away now.
46 minutes after the hour. Right back on the Stephanie Miller Show. Shimon. Charlie Pierce coming up next hour. Voice deity Jim Ward. In hour number 3. Yay! Daddy's coming home. 1-800-STEPH-12, the phone number. You know how I have an insomnia problem? Right. I'm still going to be arguing with that right-wing dipwad that called in the middle of the night tonight.
Are you really?
Yeah. Don't you love me? He's like, Obama's sending in troops. It's like, right, the 100 troops to guard the embassy because if something happened to this embassy, gee, I wonder who would get blamed. I wonder who would would it be the black guy? Like that's the same thing.
Yeah. Well,
because George Bush ordering the initial shaka. Boom. Check it out.
Yeah, sending in just under 300 troops is quite different than...
Yeah, Chris, I don't know about this. We played John Kerry talking about cooperating with Iran. This is it really is a cluster of epic proportions at this point. That's where I was, discussing all the problems with figuring out, who you bomb where. I mean, it's Kerry said he is open to discussions with Tehran if the Iranians can help end the violence and restore calm. But sure. Because they've talked about the possibility of airstrikes. Yeah. He said they're not the whole answer, but they may be one of the options that are important to be able to stem the tide and stop the movement of the people. But again, we were saying, here you go with the same problem. And a lot of it, everybody talking about, if the president did the right thing in Syria. Mm-hmm. Charlie Pierce talks about this. Some of the people Lindsey Graham is talking about now as being our enemy, they were the people he wanted Obama to arm.
Right.
In Syria. So, the people that are like, he screwed that whole thing up. This is complicated stuff, and it is a mess. John Kerry yesterday. John Kerry, Secretary of State, yesterday.
At this moment, I think we need to go step by step and see what, in fact, might be a reality. But I wouldn't rule out anything that would be constructive to providing real stability.
Really? And then he talked about what else is going on.
When you have people murdering, assassinating in these mass massacres, you have to stop that. And you do what you need to do if you need to try to stop it from the air or otherwise.
Now,
One more, talking about drones.
They're not the whole answer, but they may well be one of the options that are important to be able to stem the tide and stop the movement of people who are moving around in open convoys and trucks and terrorizing people.
Okay, this is how you know the world has completely come full circle. This would be Crazy Uncle Chuckles?
Yep.
Pat Robertson on the 700 Club.
Yep.
Making sense?
Kind of.
Right now, what we did, and it was a great mistake to go in there. You know, I heard this program. The man who wrote a book said he was Saddam's bomb maker, and he said to us and to all of our audience, Saddam doesn't know how to make an atomic bomb. He doesn't know how to do it. And so to sell the American people weapons of mass destruction, he had WMD and was getting yellow cake out of Africa and all. There was a lot of nonsense. And we were sold a bill of goods. We should never have gone into that country.
Oh, my God. Being said, I still want to say gay people are going to broil in the lake of fire, but I did just want to say what the? Oh, my God. What? Is that the only thing we've ever played person said that makes any sense at all?
I think so.
What the hell is happening? The parallel universe is complete, ladies and gentlemen. And scene. Get the lights. Wow. Christine in Cleveland, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hello, Christine.
Good morning.
Good morning.
OMFG.
Right.
With
LMAO.
and stuff.
Go ahead.
Yeah. What? Was that the same Pat Robertson that we all know and hate?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know. Just whatever's going on in this world today with the issue in, the Mideast, and with whatever the president will or will not do, all I know is that I have a friend that has 3 military men in the military that were supposed to be stationed permanently for the next 2 to 3 years stateside with their 2 military wives.
Right.
She has 5 people in the military. Well, that can all change.
Yeah.
Because now they're moving, and now they've moved, cross country, wherever. We won't say where they're gone, but they're going to be stateside for 2 to 3 years minimally. Well, now that they've moved, and now that all this stuff is going on in the Mideast, that is tentative. It'd be like, well, you could get on another tour.
This is insane, isn't it? It's like a bad acid flashback. It really is.
Well, yeah, because the president is, drew to a close the Iraqi situation. He's trying to close the Afghani situation. And they are placing our military in permanent posts throughout the United States. And now those permanent posts have become, you might have to do another tour.
And Christine, if I have to hear John McCain one more time refer to anything about Iraq as a victory, Barack Obama has ruined George Bush's glorious victory when we were winning. How is there any victory or winning in a completely illegal and unnecessary war based on lies? How would that ever have been a win?
I totally agree with you. And you know what really kind of freaks me out about, U.S. military? I think the majority of them vote Republican because they want to back, I don't know. They're obviously, not voting to back the present U.S. president. But there's many military men and women that vote Republican.
Yeah,
and I don't get that. Do you get that?
I don't, and I sure hope they're rethinking that at this point. If like you're saying, friends, that's why we posted this thing on Facebook, The Soldier. I mean, that is the kind of, but you know what I mean? It's the kind of raw anger and passion that I think is necessary right now. Let's do a quick one before the break here. Arthur in Canada, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hello, Arthur.
Hi, Stephanie. I'm going to try to do this really quickly. I'm a retired Canadian naval vet. I spent 23 years in the Canadian Navy.
Uh-huh.
And, but there's so many things I can comment about. All I'm going to say is all these guys that you've had phoning in saying that all you have to do is go to war and fight more and you're going to win. This 23-year vet says those guys are delusional. You and your colleague there in the studio got it right. And just keep up that fight. You guys are 100% right.
Thank you. Someone from Canada saying, indeed, it's all this little boot. Idiots.
Now let's go sit on the Chesterfield.
Exactly. 58 minutes after the hour. Right back on the Stephanie Miller Show. Chris in Yankton is funny. It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Voice to Jim Ward. What? Oh, I've got Mama too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. 1-800-STEPH-12, the phone number. Toll free from anywhere. Chris in Yankton says, Steph and Chris, wow, I tune in twice during breaks and meetings, and I get an earful of war trolls each time. The last guy, apparently we could have, quote-unquote, won Iraq back during H.W.'s presidency if we didn't go around mincing and worrying about the mass slaughter of civilians or something. Geez Louise. So his point was that Iraq still would have been broken into thirds and had a civil war, but we would have slaughtered everyone there because peace, and then we'd have all the oil. I'm having trouble following the logic. Yeah. However, I did hear that the RNC is recycling their anti-acorn squirrel costume. That's adorable. If I may quote CNC Music Factory, they're just a squirrel trying to get a nut, so move your butt. All right, that's true.
Was that an actual lyric from CNC Music Factory?
Yes. I was a music DJ. I played that song 90s, a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. Hot 97, everybody. Good morning, everybody. All right.
And then didn't RuPaul take over from you or something?
No. Somebody, and that was later.
Oh, all right.
Who can remember? It was either always RuPaul or Danny Bonaducci,
right.
One way or another. All right. The war trolls have, some people have some thoughts. Paul in North Carolina. Hello, Paul.
Hey, Stephanie, just wanted to say, I know that there's a lot of talk here about what's going on in Iraq and everything, but the reality is we need to start putting responsibility on people that can fix this problem. And I'd just like to know, at what time do you think Maliki should start taking responsibility for what's happening in this country?
Thank you. If the right wing in this country weren't so quick to want to rush to blame our president, if you're going to have a reasoned debate about this, then you have to talk about a Maliki as well, and clearly that you're right. This is their problem largely.
And that's a little odd coming from myself because I am in the military and I did do 2 tours in Iraq. But once that country was turned over to him, it's his problem.
Yeah.
And there's only so much that we can do, to support things like that.
Well, it's like we always said, Paul, what are we supposed to stay there forever? I mean,
no, absolutely not. But, and unfortunately, Stephanie, what you're going to see here, in my opinion alone, when and if we start leaving Afghanistan, I think we're going to see the same thing happen. It happened with the Russians.
Yeah.
So history is going to be very interesting at this point. But I just really hope, Democrat, Republican, or whatever you are, let's just start figuring out solutions and getting responsibility and action. That's all.
Yep, I hear you. By the way, Julie in Seattle, smartest girl in class, says, I know what the Obama doctrine is. Because he said it himself when addressing West Point. He said, yes, we have the biggest hammer, but not every problem is a nail.
Oh.
So there you go. That's better than the Bush doctrine. Tucky over guy. Tucky over color. Director Catherine Bigelow, did you see this? The team behind Zero Dark 30 is planning another feature based on the story of Bo Bergdahl.
Oh.
Gee, I certainly hope it's as pro-torture as Zero Dark 30 was. Not a fan. Not a fan of the Zero Dark 30.
Did you like the Hurt Locker, though?
I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Army has said, by the way, it's begun investigating the facts and circumstances surrounding the disappearance and capture of Sergeant Bo Bergdahl in Afghanistan. The Army said investigators will not interview Bergdahl until those who are currently helping him recover from 5 years of captivity say it is all right to do so. All right. By the way, since there are so many horrors going on in Iraq, let's not forget there are still horrors going on here.
Yeah.
By the way, thank God, a little tiny step toward sanity on guns on the Supreme Court dealt a rare blow to the gun lobby by ruling that it's about straw purchasers. The purchasers must report when they buy firearms for other people.
Right.
The 5-4 decision upheld 2 lower courts that have ruled against so-called straw purchasers. Elena Kagan, a New Yorker who acknowledged during her 2010 confirmation hearings that she was not familiar with guns, was opposed by 4 conservative justices led by Scalia. There's a shock.
Yeah.
Who famously has taken her hunting on several occasions. I'd be careful. He also goes hunting with Dick Cheney. It was the second ruling from the conservative court this term that went against the gun lobby. Wow.
Good.
In March, they ruled that a federal law intended to keep guns away from domestic violence offenders can apply even if their crime was nothing more than offensive touching. It is amazing, these teeny tiny steps, like I was saying on guns, any measure of gun sanity are just, look at this. Here's the latest one. Illinois man shoots ex-wife and her boyfriend in the head as 100 people watch at a high school reunion.
Yeah, I heard about this. Oh, my God.
Yeah, at a high school reunion in East Peoria over the weekend.
Horrifying.
Yeah. All right. And I was, speaking of horrifying, I don't know whether I'm just officially old or this is what's become of America. With school shootings routine, parents turn to bulletproof backpacks and child clothing. It's a whole story about what a huge business this has become.
Yeah.
Rather than doing anything sane on guns, I mean, seriously, this is getting close to sending your kid to school in like a tank.
Yeah.
Because they're saying they need more and more stuff that is bulletproof. Rather than
underwear?
Underwear.
Oh, my God.
I thought Catholic school uniforms were bad. This is bullet blocker. One of the hotter goods in the body armor industry, bulletproof backpacks. They're the company, Bullet Blocker. Business is growing, unfortunately, due to all the things happening in the country, said the CEO. Bullet Blocker produces iPad cases, notebooks, and school bag survival kits for $400, advertised as a great self-contained kit to augment the reaction plans for school lockdowns.
Oh, my God.
Hey, kids!
Sorry.
Okay. The company has averaged 35 to 40% growth each year. Isn't that great news? Last year it grew by more than 50%. President of another security consulting firm said the market, he said in his opinion, the market is growing, but he said in his opinion the products aren't particularly useful. I was thinking that too. I'm like,
yeah.
I look at some of these bulletproof backpacks and whiteboards. How would this really work in the real world? If you had a bulletproof backpack, would you need a bulletproof front back, bulletproof helmet, and a Captain America shield to go with it?
You would think so. I mean, most kids sling their backpack over only one shoulder, and so it droops off anyway. You're not going to protect your entire back.
This is the saddest state of, it's like all the stuff the president just said after the last shooting. I mean, we are the only, civilized country in the world where this happens with this kind of regularity. So, another company's been selling bulletproof inserts. Teachers store them in their desks. It's like a shield, I guess. The CEO of Armorware said consumers increasingly want stronger items. The industry is now more towards armor. Pistol. It's not enough to have pistol protection. They need rifle protection. So the stuff. I mean, it's the hard armor business is just going gangbusters right now. In addition to stronger products, consumers want more surface area protected. Burke said clothing has become one of Bullet Blocker's most popular items, the bulletproof suit jackets to nylon jackets for kids, $750. Armorware even has a patent on a multi-paneled cup that can protect a person's crotch from a bullet. Isn't that nice? Isn't that America? America. Yeah.
But we got our guns.
Right. He said the company is planning to put 2,500 pairs of bulletproof underwear on the market next month. He said the reality of the matter is you're most likely to survive a shot to the genitals, but your quality of life goes way down. Why live at that point? Even schools themselves are devoting more of their budgets to bulletproof products. Wow, remember when they used to spend money on books and
pencils,
teachers and stuff, and crazy science labs and whatever stuff we don't need anymore. Though the price tag for products can be high, the one CEO said, for many administrators, budget really isn't a concern. Yep. America. That's it. More money on actual education.
That's gross.
Oh, boy. What the...
Hey, kids, what's in the box?
Gun nuts!
That's right. It's gun nuts.
Oh, boy, gun nuts!
For a breakfast that's just insane, you just can't live without gun nuts.
Gun nuts!
All the other cereals just mind their own business. But gun nuts gets right in your face.
Gun nuts!
With vitamins, niacin, and 3,000% of your body's daily requirement of lead.
I get the free prize. I got the Smith & Wesson 9mm. I got a Glock 19.
Gun nuts will openly carry you through your day.
Oh, boy, gun nuts.
Try gun nuts and gun nut flakes today.
Gun nuts.
Available at Home Depot and Target. Right next to Put a Cap in Crunch and Count Glockula.
Snap. That's how it's gun nuts.
Progressive radio's having a time, but I can't believe the sponsors we got to take these days. That is really wrong. Thank you, Rocky Mountain Mike. All right. In a sliver of good news, the father of Santa Barbara shooter has met with one of the victim's fathers.
Yeah.
Did you see the photos? He showed this dramatic meeting between Peter Roger and Richard Martinez. He's the guy that spoke out so passionately after his son was killed. He said, we plan to work together so that other families such as ours won't have to suffer as ours have. This was a private conversation between grieving fathers who've reached common ground. And Martinez was the one that spoke out and said, our Chris died because of craven, irresponsible politicians and the NRA. So we'll see. Hearts and minds, hearts and minds. All right, let's do a quick one on Iraq here. Mike in West Virginia, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hello, Mike.
Good morning, Mama. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning.
Hi. After hearing Pat Robertson on television, I'm going to play the lottery.
Yes.
But watching Wolfowitz cough on TV tells me two things. He hasn't learned about Iraq, and he hasn't stopped licking his comb.
Oh, that's right. He licked his comb. I forgot about that.
I was thinking there is a God. I'm like, he has literally struck his vocal cords before he tells another lie, right?
Keep up the great work,
all right.
Mama.
Thank you, baby. All right. 17 minutes.
I forgot about him licking his comb.
Remember that in Fahrenheit 911?
Yes. Oh,
it's gross.
God.
All right. 17 minutes after the hour. This hour of the Stephanie Miller Show brought to you by LifeLock Ultimate. Gotta have it. Gotta have it.
Yeah.
These days, identity thieves are smart. They are high-tech. We live in a world where everything about us, even our bank records, are connected, stored on the cloud. And identity thieves, they are experts at what they do. No one, not even the police, can stop all identity theft. Sooner or later, a website, store, restaurant, computer can be hacked, and all of your personal information. Think about it. Account numbers, passwords, social security number may be on it. The genius of LifeLock Ultimate is it helps look out for me, relentlessly protecting my good name, even my bank accounts, in ways credit monitoring alone just can't. Look, you don't need to change your life. You just need to help protect yourself with LifeLock Ultimate. Visit LifeLock.com. Check it out. Enter the promo code Miller10 or call and mention Miller10 to save 10% on your LifeLock Ultimate membership. 800-499-1070. 800-499-1070. That's 800-499-1070, or go right to LifeLock.com. Do it. Do it. Protect yourself. Network does not cover all transactions. 18 minutes after the hour. Right back on the Stephanie Miller Show. It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Welcome to it. 23 minutes after the hour. Rocky Mountain Mike says about the W hotels. When you stay at the W Hotel, the guy who gets the room after you trashed it has to pay the bill. See, that's funny. It's a George W. Bush Hotel. That's what his joke was there because of the Iraq War. Okay, let's go to Bob in Chicago. You're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hi, Bob.
Good morning, Stephanie. How you doing?
Good. Go ahead.
Hey, listen, have the Republicans proposed any way of paying for going back into Iraq?
Yes.
They have?
No, they haven't.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have they? No, they...
No, they never do. You know, you want to extend unemployment insurance, and we got to cut entitlements. Well, I say every time the Republicans want to go to war, the Democrats should say sure, and we'll close the tax loopholes and raise taxes on the rich to pay for the war.
Yeah, no, exactly. Oh, thank you. Look who's here early, because he has a thing with a guy. There's only one man now that understands, and that's the author of Idiot America.
Pierce.
Charlie Pierce, political columnist for Esquire.com.
Why is everybody always laughing with me?
Good morning, Charlie Pierce.
A little inadvertent street theater, but I've come through it okay.
Good. I could only get through the Sunday shows knowing that I could read your roundup of what I was watching. Yeah.
Oh, dear. They are getting the band back together again, aren't they?
Yeah, it's amazing how many architects of the old war they got on the Sunday shows this weekend.
And, Charlie, I was saying, you made the best point. I made not one show, not one person that was originally against this disaster did they have on any of these shows, right?
I think they lost all their, they accidentally erased them all from the BlackBerry. There was this entire category. It says people who were right about stuff, and it just, they lost them completely.
Yeah, they didn't get carbonite.
Richard Clark gone,
Where's Barbara Lee been?
Yeah, they must have lost her number, Barbara Lee, guess.
Where's Al Gore been, who won the popular vote by $500,000 but gets less TV gigs than Mitt freaking Romney?
Yeah, 500,000 votes. You said dollars. All right.
Did I say dollars?
Yeah, that's all right. It's all right. He made a few selling current. Hey, that's not important now. Listen, my point is...
the scars that never heal.
But as you said, at least Gregory...
Now you're on Free Hamster Television, so you'll be great.
Stop it. All right, listen. Paul Wolfowitz, by the way.
Cost you another gig very easily.
Thanks, Charlie.
He has the power.
By the way, you did give David Gregory a little credit, because I know I just, before I even turned the sound up on Paul Wolfowitz, I was like, oh, no. But he did say, Paul Wolfowitz, as part of the Bush administration, were you and others culpable of understanding the level of sectarian violence and warfare in the country that creates the potential for this kind of terrorist state to develop today? And, of course, he, as he does.
Of course not.
Right. Didn't. But, I mean, at least he got the question off, right?
Yeah, and then there was absolutely no follow-up, because then Wolfowitz, lied whatever is left of his butt that he didn't sell, wholesale to the oil companies. He lied that off. So, yeah. Well, it's astonishing. The whole debate is just astonishing to me. We learned absolutely nothing.
Yeah, me too. And as you said, his appearance and the lack of shackles and leg irons which attended it was of a piece with one of the most remarkably oblivious performances by the teenage bookers who work all the Sunday shows. And that was, like I was saying, it really is amazing. Not one person who opposed this in the first place. You said,
even beyond that, not one person who told you this was going to happen. And there were a lot of them.
Right.
Many of them working in the State Department at the time.
Right. You say this is an astonishing bit of circular history. Before you launch the war, ignore all the people who knew that knocking over the regime would ignite sectarian violence, and then when the sectarian violence erupts, ignore those people again, and have Paul Wolfowitz argue that sectarian violence is not sectarian at all. I mean, it's some nonsense about the Kurds, right?
Yeah, well, he said, he's saying, look, we stood by South Korea, and look at South Korea now, and we stood by the Kurds for 20 years. He was an undersecretary of defense when Daddy Bush sold the Kurds out. He knows that.
Right.
The Kurds don't trust us any more than anybody else does over there.
Right. And my favorite sentence, there's always a favorite Charlie sentence. You said there was a brief sighting of Huckleberry J. Butch-me-up, who darted out of his foxhole to drop a little fear-laced wisdom on us before fainting dead away from yet another attack of the vapors.
The next 9/11 is on the way.
Yeah. I mean,
he's turning into the crazy Eddie of anti-terrorism.
Yeah, and he said it on two different shows, right? On Bob Schieffer, he said, "Oh, it's inevitable. The seeds of 9/11 are being planted all over Iraq and Syria. You don't have to believe me. This isn't what they're telling me they're going to do." I mean, and you say some of these people, of course, are the people that Huckleberry was begging the president to arm in Syria a couple of months ago, but now it's all mushroom clouds and aluminum tubes again. Incredible.
Yeah, now we've got Huckleberry saying that sorry, but we're going to have to be doing business with Iran over this.
Right.
They don't know who our friends are. They don't know who our enemies are, and they really don't know who they want to kill.
Yeah.
They just want to sort of indiscriminately mess around over there till it all works out.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's the thing that really is astonishing. Like you say, it doesn't matter what the debate is; they're just against the president. So whatever he was doing in Syria is wrong, and now they've completely contradicted themselves on that and Iran. I mean, it's whiplash-inducing, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, suddenly the reappearance of the 12th Imam is not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Somebody should tell Rick Santorum immediately.
Charlie, thanks for checking in, honey, on a busy morning.
It's been great. Let's talk next week, too.
All right, let's do it. All right. Okay, hey, we should make him a regular. Hey. Okay, 29 minutes after the hour, right back on the Stephanie Miller Show.
I think he might be the one. You've only known him for 10 minutes. I know, but sometimes you find out a guy owns a winery and you just know.
It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Voice deity Jim Moore on his way in, 34 minutes after the hour, 1-800-STEPH12, the phone number, toll free from anywhere. All right, lots of folks got lots of things to say.
Yeah, we've been talking about a lot of stuff.
Particularly Iraq. Catherine in California, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hi, Kath.
Good morning.
Come on in, baby.
I think I have an idea. I think it is time for all the war criminal chicken hawks like Wolfowitz and Bremer and Cheney and Bush and Mitt to go over there. This is their chance to enlist. Strap on an AR-15 on them.
Yeah, well, it's this,
salivating to shoot somebody in the face again. And send them all over there and let them have at it. And
Catherine, we go to our Facebook page because we posted this Iraq vet, just, this incredible angry screed. But that's exactly what he said. He's like, great, let's go into Iraq again. You guys fight it this time. You pay for it and you fight it yourselves.
Absolutely. I mean, Mitt Romney can fund it and he can lead it because he has magic underwear.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. By the way, so Charlie, I had to check in a little early because he has a thing with a guy at a place But, it's interesting. At least there was a couple of moments on the Sunday shows, and he was talking about Martha Raddatz did get a chance. He had Petraeus on. Right. General Petraeus, who, as Charlie said, John McCain is nominated to come in and save the day with his magic counterinsurgency powers. And anyway, so he explained his goal for training Iraq's military back when. Yep. And Martha Raddatz said, but those forces have largely failed, abandoning their uniforms and billions of dollars of U.S. provided weapons and equipment now in the hands of the enemy. So, I mean, that's the thing, is all of these people, all of the stuff that was ever mentioned as a victory, or, this worked, or we were winning then. There was no winning ever in Iraq. Yeah, and then he talks about, Senator Butch Me Up, Huckleberry Butch Me Up. And then and then Charlie goes on to say we had a break in the mongering of the fear in order to, and I'm like, even that's a flashback. Mm-hmm. Really? 9/11, except now it's going to be the next one. Ooh, scary. Yeah, first Saddam was behind 9/11, and now, there's going to be another one if we don't do it again. What? Anyway, and then they talked about Eric Cantor. And we played that soundbite yesterday, which was hilarious, with him saying, I will say the suggestion that I should have been traded to the Taliban was not it was not helpful. Because Laura Ingraham said that. Yeah. And frankly, I just think that I don't think it reflects on the people that self-identify as Tea Parties. I think they reject that kind of notion. No, what I think they reject? I think they reject you.
Yeah, exactly.
You is what I think they reject.
Well, Laura Ingraham said that.
He can't take a joke. That's why he lost.
It's funny because I say it in this comedic tone. Okay, Linda in Asheville, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Welcome.
Good morning, Stephanie. Now my ears hurt because of the...
Sorry.
Barack Obama has a foreign policy agenda or a foreign policy ideas. It's called diplomacy. It's called talking to people. It's called talking to the countries that surround them. That's what his foreign policy is.
Yeah.
And these trolls just don't seem to realize that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was the quote that I read. He said, just because you're the biggest hammer doesn't mean every problem is a nail.
Yeah, and they can't understand it.
Right. Yeah, exactly right. Let's go to Deirdre in Annapolis. You're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hey, Deirdre.
Oh, so many things, so little time.
Right. Right.
But just a quick, before I get to my main point, Laura Ingraham does radio ads for those inserts into children's backpacks.
Oh,
does she really?
Isn't that a handy industry for everybody? Making sure there's
Central America, and I keep thinking, really, you're going to put that on your kid?
Isn't that a handy industry, just like advocating against any kind of sensible gun control? So then you can have ads on your show for bulletproof stuff for kids.
Yeah. So my main point was, I don't know if anyone besides myself with this memory recalls this, but Vice President Biden said in the midst of the horror of Iraq, when he was still one of the biggest U.S. Senate brains on diplomacy, said, Iraq is such a mess, the only way it's going to work is if you divide it into 3 parts.
Right. Thank you. Remember that gas machine, Joe Biden?
And the Shias. And he said that's he is the laughingstock of everyone in the GOP, and he's the only person who was right.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Where was he on the Sunday shows, by the way?
Vice President Biden?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, I guess he wasn't invited.
Yeah, they lost his number, too. It's so weird how that happens. By the way, he's also our secret weapon. He's going to Brazil, right?
He was in Brazil.
He was in Brazil. He went to see the World Cup.
Yeah.
Right. He went not just to watch Team USA, but he was trying to turn the page on Chile-U.S. relations. He's our secret weapon with the president of Brazil, Dilma. Her name's Dilma Rousseff. She was outraged by the NSA revelations last year that we were, but she indicated she was ready to move on from the spat. Obama had said in January the U.S. will no longer spy on heads of state of allied countries. Biden can't go much beyond that, but they hope that the face-to-face assurances from a leader for whom Rousseff has respect and is even described as seductive.
Oh, those Brazilians. Always describing things as seductive.
He is. I've met him in person, and he is seductive.
He has a lot of teeth.
He does. He's not as bitey as, what's his name, Dave Bratt. He was saying, that guy's bitey. Leave him.
Did Biden try and bite you?
No, but he's very charming. He has that magical thing.
And
that you're like the only person in the world.
I don't know that I'd be able to tear my eyes off his teeth if I ever met him.
That piano grill.
Exactly. Yikes. Right in front there.
Conda in Alabama, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hello, Conda.
Hello, Stephanie. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Wanted to say this one thing. Everybody knows that Hillary Clinton will be on Foxy Newsy today, and I think CNN or something today as well.
Yep.
I think today or tomorrow. Okay. Well, her minions are out, clamoring, biting at President Obama, dogging him, dragging him through the mud, his foreign policy agenda, and the fact that
who?
Clinton.
Who? What do you mean, her minions?
Hillary's minions?
Yes, Hillary's minions are out talking about President Obama and his foreign policy blunder. What is his name?
Who do you mean?
He was on Joy Reid show the other day. What's his name? I can't think of his name right now.
Okay.
But I'm at work anyway. So nonetheless, my whole point is, you can look it up. Okay, my whole point is this. Hillary Clinton is trying to run away or separate herself from President Obama. So I guess
I don't think she's done that. I don't think she's done that thus far.
Oh.
I mean,
she may have a few policy differences between herself and President Obama.
Oh, the mere fact that she stated that she did not want to attack Sarah Palin because Sarah Palin is a woman, that is a problem. That is a real big problem. So
I think she has bigger things to attack than Sarah Palin.
I'm prone to want to move on.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it would really be beneath Hillary to attack Sarah Palin.
It's Carol Leifer, our friend, said yesterday about I don't get the whole, marriage equality thing. We've all evolved on marriage equality, even gay people.
Yep.
As Carol was saying, who cares? She's for marriage equality now.
Yep.
The party is 180 degrees different than the Republican Party on gay rights. So I don't. Speaking of which, by the by, I haven't gotten to this yet, although I mentioned it. I touched on it lightly. But the president.
Yes.
Has directed the staff to draft an executive order that would ban workplace discrimination against lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender employees of federal contractors. The move clearest indication to date the administration prepared to take action on LGBT rights where Congress has fallen short. And by Congress, I mean House Republicans. It's already passed the Senate. Of course, stalled in the House where everything goes to die.
I think I heard yesterday that this covers about 30% of the national workforce, so that's a sizable chunk.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people saying suggesting maybe the White House is leaking this to warn lawmakers they have limited window to pass the legislation or before he acts without them, and then of course we will hear phone, pen, Hitler, black guy, that whole thing, right? He's called on Congress repeatedly to pass ENDA, making it illegal for employers nationwide to fire or harass someone based on their sexual orientation. Unfortunately, Congress has been paralyzed to act in this regard, said a Democratic strategist that worked with Bill Clinton. He said it looks like at best we'll have a divided Congress for 2 more years at least, so that ENDA bill is going nowhere, and I think the president was forced to act and showed a lot of courage in doing so. On the other side, you have Governor Oops.
Oops.
Who said on TV that he's genetically coded for stupid? Oh, it was Barney. Gawker saying, Rick Perry trusts science on gay conversion, but then that climate thingy.
Yeah,
he's very selective about the sciencey things that he... Rick Perry, presidential contender, and the Republican Party's version of a very special Blossom episode... Thank you, Gawker. Said today he'd listened to scientific professionals on whether gay conversion therapy works. Right. Well, 99.9% of them say, except for a couple of quacks, say it doesn't, and it further than that, it's harmful. Anyway, they say, which is weird, since he thinks scientific professionals who study climate or uteruses are basically charlatans. The Texas governor has been backspinning since that speech last week. San Francisco, nicely done, nicely good placement. In which he defended clinical gay fixin' as something worth funding with Lone Star tax dollars. Think about that. Not only is it harmful and wrong-headed, not even quote-unquote science, he's going to use taxpayer money for it? It would almost be like, I don't know, like some crazy, like a Republican congresswoman married to a guy that's doing Christian conversion therapy with taxpayer money, who's clearly
protesting too much, yes.
Like that would happen. That'd be funny if it did, though, wouldn't it? Okay.
We have to understand barbarians need to be educated. They need to be disciplined.
Gawker says, Perry explained on CNBC that whether or not the therapy works is a question for science-y types, not politicians. But, fund it now.
Oh.
He said, I don't know, the Republican governor said on CNBC when asked whether he believes there should be therapy programs to cure homosexuality. He said, the fact is, we'll leave that to the psychologists and the doctors. We have left it, and they've said it's a bunch of bull, and it doesn't work, and it's harmful, and it's causing kids to kill themselves. But other than that, okay, thanks for playing. There were 3 bad things I wanted to say about Rick Perry, and I've forgotten. Number 2. Okay, 46 minutes after the hour, right back on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Stephanie Miller. Stephanie Miller.
Okay, it is the Stephanie Miller Show. Welcome to it. Alina Joe tweeted with Sarah Palin's Let's Kill Barack Obama rallies. It was beneath Hillary to go after Sarah Palin. Yeah, remember that? Oh, he's palling around with terrorists.
Whatever.
Oh, yeah, golly. There's really no response to that. Just shut your pie hole. Here's a giant steamy cup of STFU.
Yeah. See if you can kick her.
Yeah. Let's see. Who is this? Oh, Phil writes, Steph, so let me get this straight. According to Republicans, Barack Obama was at fault in Benghazi because he didn't send in troops to shore up security at the embassy, but now he's wrong to send troops into Iraq to defend the embassy. Yes. Phil, I'm not sure what you're implying. In some way, they hate the president, everything he does is wrong? So crazy. Okay. Miss Rachel in Phoenix, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hello, Rachel.
Hi, is it Rochelle?
Rochelle, sure. If you want to change your name like that, fine.
All right. Hey, Mama and Moose.
Hello.
To say I love Chris's new nickname, Moose. It's so funny.
Yes.
Thank you.
I just wanted to talk about the school lockdowns and the, just all of this, our new reality of living in a world where you don't know what's going to happen. Right. When my daughter was in first grade, they went into a school lockdown, but it was because some junior high boys were going to fight at the park down the street. Not really a big deal. And now it's like she just finished her freshman year, and, she went into lockdown because there was a guy that had a gun that was 7 blocks from their school, but it was right after the bell rang after school. So all the girls just had to rush into whatever classroom was available. And, random teachers were locking the doors, and I get this call from my kid, and she's under a desk, scared. And
welcome to the new normal, huh?
Yeah, there is nothing worse than getting a call from your kid under a desk, hiding from somebody that has a gun.
Yeah.
And it just, we need some sensible gun laws, and, we just,
it just is incredible.
It was like 6 months ago, but I still tear up about it because you don't know. You send your kids to school and you don't know anymore.
Yeah. Well, and what makes me sad is that, obviously somebody's making a lot of money with all this bulletproof stuff now, but again,
that's weird.
Right, and it remains like Chris was saying, like in the real world, like really? So your kid's gonna have to have his backpack ready to hold in front of, it's just, it's like we're pretending like they're war zones. Like, But
it is. It's weird because, like I said, when Morgan, when my daughter's going into lockdown when she was younger, it was always, over silly, weird, whatever. Some 8th graders going to fight at the park. It's not a big deal. And now it's like you go into lockdown and the kids are so scared and parents are scared. Because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, honey.
Completely ridiculous and,
I hear you. By the way, speaking of kids, I got to say, this story just broke my heart in every way. You heard this little 3-year-old girl that was attacked by pit bulls? Yeah. So Kentucky Fried Chicken has donated $30,000 to help the 3-year-old dog attack victim who was asked to leave the restaurant. They said, this breaks my... did you see this little girl?
Yeah, I saw her. Poor thing.
KFC says it will donate the $30,000 to the family of a 3-year-old girl who was asked to leave one of the restaurants because her scars from a vicious pit bull attack were frightening other customers. They, coupled with a donation page set up in the little girl's name, has raised more than $80,000 so far. Will help offset her medical bills. This was just heartbreaking. Her grandmother said she was driving her granddaughter home from the hospital because she was trying to help her learn to swallow again. Oh, It's just heartbreaking. She wanted mashed potatoes at KFC, so they stopped there. And obviously somebody said it's scaring. And this little girl, her grandmother said the right side of her face is paralyzed. She's got a lot of surgeries to go through. She won't even look in the mirror anymore. When we go to a store, she doesn't even want to go out of the car. She's 3 years old, and she's embarrassed about what she looks like. And she made a larger point. I thought we were just talking about the president signing the non-discrimination bill. She said the incident left Victoria in tears. No matter what's wrong with a person, if a person's different, if a person's scarred, if there's a different color or anything, people shouldn't be discriminated against. It makes me mad because I know for the rest of her life it's going to be like that. And as a dog lover, can I just say once again, it's not the dogs, it's idiot people. Yeah. Investigators said 3 pit bulls attacked her in the backyard of her grandmother's home. The grandfather, Donald Mullins, Kelly Mullins' ex-husband, shot and killed 2 of the dogs. The third was euthanized. He was keeping 10 pit bulls at his home at the time of the attack. I mean, what kind of moron, right? What kind of moron has 10 vicious pit bulls and has, you know what I mean? And then there's a little girl over there, and it's left to deal with a lifetime of this.
I saw an interview with
and idiots like at KFC who would ask a 3-year-old little girl to leave.
I saw an interview with the grandmother yesterday, and she said that the girl used to, be trusting of adults and, go up to them and say hi and whatever, and now she doesn't. She only says hi to kids. She's
lost one eye.
Yeah.
Anyway, you just want to hug her. Anyway, Corky in Rochester, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hello, Corky.
Hello. Yeah, I heard that Ron Johnson on this morning on the news shows.
Uh-huh.
I got to stop the lying. These guys ain't going to get away with it. The reason why President Obama pulled the troops out of Iraq was we had a status of forces agreement that expired. Malaki wouldn't re-sign it.
Yeah, and God forbid you ever criticize another president like Malaki, right? No, you got to make sure it's this president's fault, You
can't leave them in country without that agreement.
Yeah.
It subjects our soldiers to a rise of law.
And they have no credibility, Corky, because everything is President Obama's fault. It's like, it's his, there's Mitt Romney on TV. There's President Romney, like on how he would have gotten the status. Of course, he would have gotten everything done perfectly. Give me a break.
I can't stand the way they let him get away with it. Why did they let him get away with it? I mean, that's a defining factor in bringing the troops home with that status of forces agreement.
Yeah. Well, and again, as we always said when we got into this, what are we going to stay forever? I mean, it's
you can't.
This is LJ in California. You're on the Stephanie Miller Show. You got about 30 seconds.
Oh, God. Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, let me tell you this. When you look at it, you're absolutely right. Status of forces agreement was there. Maliki is fully responsible for what's going on. But on April 30th, there was an election that took place in Iraq in which Maliki is going to be removed as prime minister. The solution to the problem for the Sunnis and the inclusiveness of the government is already taken care of and will be established by Amar al-Hakim and Muqtada al-Sadr, the 2 leaders of the newest coalition that will create the largest body inside of the next parliament that will allow them to get rid of Nouri al-Maliki. He's gone.
Yeah. Well, exactly. It's not an easy solution for sure. Hopefully, Jim Ward next on the Stephanie Miller Show. Oh, look how handsome and romantic he looks in just in time for the next Iraq war in his Scud Stud.
Arthur Kent.
His Scud Stud vest.
Banana Republic jacket. No, my wife thought I looked hot, not in a good way, wearing my jean jacket all the time. So now I have all the pockets and none of the sleeves.
All right.
You look so handsome and romantic. Look what
I could be reporting
couple weeks sleeping in looks like.
For Al Jazeera.
Yeah, you look awake.
He looks like the Scud Stud.
Arthur Kent. I'll have to start speaking with a Canadian accent, eh? What's that all about?
Right? Yeah, we had a Canadian already that said, and we had our typical right-wing troll caller, Tucky Over guy, the Bruce Almighty call. It was like, Hillary was for the war. Obama sending troops in. Thank you. Tucky Over guy. Oh, and we got to play our Thanks for the Memories, WMD montage. Remember back in the day with all the lying liars and the liars that told them?
Yeah.
This is really. I don't know if you had the stones to watch any of the Sunday shows.
No.
But I was like, oh, no. And Charlie Pierce pointed out, not one person that was originally against this war did they book on any of the shows. Only all the people that were wrong about it to be back on it. What do you think now?
Why did they have Wolfowitz on? I have no idea.
I know.
Did you lick his comb again?
You brought that up.
Somebody brought that up. We were like, I remember that. It was gross. Oily bastard. What was I going to say? And there was Mitt Romney, of course. President Romney, who, of course, everything would have done in the Wayback Machine. He would have done everything completely perfectly.
Just like my hair.
Right. Here he was talking about Hillary.
Well, the playbook, I believe, is to look at a record. I think you have to consider what's happened around the world during the years that she was Secretary of State, and you have to say it's been a monumental bust.
She's ruined all of George Bush's glorious victories. That's what happened there. They are the party of new ideas, Jim, in that they're new ideas. First of all, Mitt. There's a draft Mitt movement going on. And Iraq again.
Let's try that again.
Great. You should go with that slogan, Mitt and Iraq again. What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, and also we have a squirrel costume. Did you hear about that? The RNC and Reince Priebus has a squirrel. There's a giant.
Reince Priebus?
Mm-hmm. Right. He is starring in an ad with what is it called? The HRC squirrel.
Yep.
The Hillary. I'm not kidding. And it's a leftover costume from
when they were attacking Acorn.
Right.
Oh, right.
So now it's a giant.
That worked out so well.
And it has a Twitter account, of course. It's a giant HRC squirrel that is here. To put, I don't know.
That Hillary is nuts.
Right. That it would be nuts to put another Clinton in the White House. Yeah, that's.
Right.
And he's going to dig up stuff that the mainstream media is covering up because it's a squirrel.
We got ourselves a surplus. Means you're paying too much tax.
Right.
I'm going to fix that.
Yeah, you sure did.
I just love how they built that around the fact that they had a leftover costume.
Yeah. They're like, hey, look what I found.
Yeah.
Does one of them have a white hood?
Yeah, I love this. At Romney retreat, what's wrong with this headline? New York Times, at a Romney retreat, Republicans seek a way forward. But you see, Romney would be going
backward. R stands for reverse.
Ed Romney.
That's their idea of forward. Yes, the official topic emblazoned on materials was the future of American leadership. And there it is.
Why not just show the empty chair? What's the difference, really?
One guy who ran Romney's fundraising said, I think there is a thing called a Romney Republican. Right, it's also known as a loser. It's also known as a loser. All right, then. Bye-bye now. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Oh, righty then.
Okay.
That's the wrong one.
All right. Whatever, you'll find it. Just keep dialing through.
All right. Take care now. Bye-bye then. Loser.
Oh, it was part right-leaning ideas festival.
Wow.
So far, 2 ideas. Mid again. Rock. I think you know what? Quitting time. I'd say,
wow.
Pull the horn and slide down the dinosaur. Quitting time. What else do you need? Mitt and Iraq again.
Did they bring Kissinger on to start another war in Vietnam?
Right. Somebody tweeted yesterday, has anyone told John McCain that he's on Iran's side now? Wait a minute. So we're going to work with them, but then when we're done, we're going to bomb them, too. Then we're going to bomb them. They won't see that coming.
Bomb Iran. That'll show them.
That's tricky.
Oops, did I give it away? Well, crap.
We'll send that tricky, polite RNC squirrel in. They won't know what happened.
After you.
You first. The squirrel suit is about.
Right.
Okay.
Help us with Iraq, won't you? Ha-ha. Now we bombed you, too. Okay, let's see. It was a mix of old Republican blood at the Mittfest and new. I'm not sure what the new blood is. Gathered to diagnose the party's difficulties.
Maybe they count Stacey Dash as the new.
Yes. Yes. So I don't know. That's it. That's what happened at the Mittfest. They're forward. They're talking about moving forward. They even had to steal Obama's slogan, for God's sakes. Really?
Maybe you can find some more of those metal tubes that had nothing in them.
Or what was it they ran from Africa?
Yellow cake. I like yellow cake. It's optimistical, like ruggy.
Especially if it has chocolate frosting.
It's Africa. It's a country with a lot of diseases.
It's almost as scary as if we had a president from Africa. the way, speaking of comedy, Frothy's back.
Oh, God,
Frothy
really?
Santorum?
Media brings us the story. Rick Santorum continues his long-standing success as the most eloquent man in the Republican Party. Speaking at an Iowa State GOP convention this week,
That's got to be good.
he got himself in a frothy mess of unintentional comedy when he told the crowd, look, I understand why campaigns and all of you want to go out and just bang the president. It's fun. I mean, it's fun.
Sorry,
it's
what?
easy.
Do what? Huh?
Sorry, come again?
It's easy. It's getting easier every day. The crowd, including the cameramen, as you'll hear below, laughed at Santorum's remark, though very likely not with him, as he earnestly listed off the ways in which you can bang the president.
The president.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
See, that's what happens when you live in a bubble, an isolation bubble.
It's fun to bang the president.
You don't. When you're isolated, in churchy type situations, you don't get double entendres.
You don't get single entendres.
Rumpity, rump, rumpity, rump, rump. Look at Frothy go.
Oops.
Oh, Frothy. Okay, let's go to Charlie in Florida. You're on with Maximum Mookage. Hello, Charlie.
Hi, good morning, Mama. How you doing?
Good, go ahead.
Okay, great. My question is, you was speaking earlier about bulletproof backpacks.
Yes.
And bulletproof underwear for these.
Yes, because as Jim Ward once said, so many children remain unshot. So there's a whole industry now with bulletproof backpacks, Jim, and underwear and stuff for the kids. Stuff for the kids.
Okay. Well, my question to you is this. Is this a corporation that owns this company, and also do they oppose, gun safety rights? The rights that we want to fight for, that we want to get these AK-7s and...
Surprised me if they weren't affiliated with the NRA.
No, I mean,
in some way.
it is
You
incredible.
know, if you're going to give them armor, give them full body armor like that idiot and.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to send them in tanks, because that's what they're saying. Like, how does the backpack work? Now you need front, and you need a helmet, and you need and they're selling literally, like, I don't know what they are, like shields.
Aurora. I couldn't remember the name of the place. Yeah.
Right. I mean, this is Welcome America, right?
Or
you
could stop giving away assault weapons like candy.
Right. Or alternatively, just a teensy bit of sensible gun regulation.
Kind of regulation.
All right. Although Jim, since as you know, we're in a bit of a money crunch. Got to do what we got to do to get Jim back full time. Some sponsors, a little.
Hey kids, what's in the box?
Gun nuts!
That's right, it's gun nuts.
Oh boy, gun nuts!
For a breakfast that's just insane, you just can't live without gun nuts.
Gun nuts!
All the other cereals just mind their own business, but gun nuts gets right in your face.
Gun nuts!
With vitamins, niacin, and 3,000% of your body's daily requirement of lead.
I get the free prize. I got the Smith & Wesson 9mm. I got a Glock 19.
Gun nuts will openly carry you through your day.
Oh boy, gun nuts!
Try gun nuts and gun nut flakes today.
Gun nuts!
Available at Home Depot and Target, right next to Put a Calf in Crunch and Count Glockula.
It's gun nuts.
Oh dear.
Wow.
Jim, you got to do what you got to do. Oh boy. How far are we, Chris, from this hour of the Stephanie Miller Show, complete with Jim Ward, brought to you by Puppy Poison Pills? No. What? Where's my soul? It's gone. Oh boy. By the way,
I walked by my local Chipotle to see if there were any bullet holes there, and there weren't any. So
is it not an open carry?
It may be safe to eat there. I'm not sure, but
an open carry Chipotle. By the way, the Oregon school shooter. I know which one.
Yeah.
Journal reveals he was a devout Mormon, out to kill sinners. Diary of the 15-year-old Oregon high school shooter who shot and killed a classmate, injured a teacher before turning the gun on himself, revealed he was a religious fundamentalist who was out to kill sinners.
He should have started with himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've suggested that before. If you're going to do that, shoot yourself first, and then you'll get to the other people.
Murder, suicide, get the order back.
Yeah. Right.
Switch it up.
Yeah. Do it. He was apparently highly regarded for his spirituality by church elders.
Of course.
Yeah. He did not name specific students or teachers in his plans, but was rather on a mission to cleanse the world of just sinners, just in a generalish.
And then he put on his Nikes and cut his junk off and waited for the space aliens.
No, he did not.
No? Oh,
no,
okay.
No. You just added that. All right. Yay! Jim's back. Okay, 17 minutes after the hour, this hour of the Stephanie Miller Show, brought to you by GoToMeeting. Why? Because, who even knows where Jim is in his sporty vest these days?
I know.
Right? And look at his hair.
Reporting. Reporting live from my laptop.
We need to see that in HD crystal clear quality with GoToMeeting by Citrix. It is amazing. The best, most efficient way to meet with clients, customers, from the convenience of your computer, your smartphone, your tablet. You can meet online as often as you like with anyone, anywhere in the world. Share screens. You can review documents at the same time, presentations together in real time. Use the built-in HD video conferencing feature. You all see each other face-to-face like a little Brady Bunch thing. Yeah. You all pop up. You engage. You connect. It allows you to cut out the wasted time and expensive travel without losing that personal touch. Try GoToMeeting free today to see what it can do for you. Visit GoToMeeting.com. Click on the Try It Free for 30 Days button. Use that promo code Stephanie. That's GoToMeeting.com. Promo code is Stephanie. 18 minutes after the hour, back with more Maximum Mookage on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Stephanie Miller.
Yeah, it is the Stephanie Miller Show. 23 minutes after the hour.
I'm going to go see them this weekend. The
You are?
Go-Go's. Yes.
Really?
They're at the Hollywood Bowl.
Well, look at you.
I know.
I thought the Go-Go's went, but I guess...
No. Apparently they stayed.
stayed.
Okay. We collided.
We did.
hip-checked each other into the boards.
That's right.
On the way to the Stanley Cup. Go Kings! All right, this concludes the sports section.
USA!
Oh, that's right, we beat Ghana. We kicked
And
Ghana's
Clint
ass.
Dempsey scored a goal in like 30 seconds, and then they kicked him in the face and broke his nose. But he played the whole 90 minutes anyway.
Ooh.
So, tough bastard.
Ooh.
Apparently in the Kings game, someone played with a broken jaw like the rest of the game.
That seems unwise.
Man up. All right. Let's see. A love letter from Linda in Beach Park, Illinois. Steph, I wanted to let you know I made a donation to Free Speech TV. The fund drive continues this week. Do it. Freespeech.org. Do it. In honor of my husband, Chris, who crossed over to the spirit world last Friday. Yikes. Our little family, two-legged and four-legged, have enjoyed your radio show and sexy liberal shows over the years. Love you all. Linda, thank you. What a sweet thing. Thank you. Jim, don't you hate it when you go in the hospital after you break your penis and then they shrink it?
Yeah. Who greenlighted that?
In 2011. An anonymous Canadian man, I'm guessing why he was anonymous. He fractured his penis while having sex with his...
There's no bone in there.
No, but I guess if you...
You don't, trust me, I left out the details on both of your behalf.
Okay.
You don't want to know the details of how that happens and then what happens.
Funniest vaginal mishaps?
Oh, yeah, because Jim's, he's very vindictive like that. So he had surgery to correct the injury. It allegedly left him with that was about an inch shorter than before. Like he wasn't going to notice that. Now the man is suing the hospital for about $142,000 U.S. I guess that's what it is. That's cost per inch.
I think it should be per inch, yeah.
Hey, speaking of inches, what the hell is happening in America when this happens to Vern Troyer at an airport? What? I mean, really?
What's going on?
Vern Troyer was searched very, very thoroughly by the
looked like
TSA.
a scene from Game of Thrones.
He wrote on Facebook, TSA struggles. That just looks, I don't. The story concludes someone has decided that Dr. Evil still poses a serious threat to national security. Somebody was the boss of the TSA. They needed the info.
And apparently the info was Vern Troyer's boohiny.
Excuse me.
That's what it looks like.
See? Even you get funnier when Jim's here. See, the gang's all back together. Well, that's going to go through the Twitterverse, I can tell. Okay, Dan and Luke.
I didn't need to see that.
No.
Vern Troyer getting an anal probe.
Get that out of your head, right? That looks like Jodie Foster, over a jukebox.
Oh.
Dan in Louisville. Hello, Dan.
It was a war that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend.
Oh, boy.
Some people started fighting it, not knowing what it was. And they'll continue fighting it forever just because it was a war that never ends.
Okay, all right.
Yes, it goes on.
All right.
Much like this song, it never ends.
I was trying to get a dial tone. I don't know how to do it. Okay,
you
never
okay?
mind. For comedic purposes. Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. That was a little pitchy, wasn't it, John?
No, that
was good. Okay. All right. Let's see. In other news, because this is required by law, isn't it, to cover all Kim Ye news. Kris Jenner, Jim, is furious that Kanye West refused to sell his wedding pictures. They were offered over $11 million to publish pictures of their nuptials, but they decided to keep the rights and control of the images themselves. Oh, here's a fun fact. She's her daughter's manager, so she would have gotten a percentage of the sales. But they, Jim, wanted to keep it magical and private and sacred, and opted to release them themselves through their social media accounts.
Oh, my God.
Oh, boy.
There's so many people I never want to hear about again.
Right?
Ever.
Right? By the way, I'm wearing my Twitter shirt that somebody sent me. Somebody tweeted. I did. I'm a big girl now.
You did.
Sarah Jessica Parker fears Twitter will destroy her. She admits that she has an awkward relationship with social media. Me too. I'm like still training wheels on.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, someone asked me to follow them. I think I did, but I don't even know if I know what I'm doing. I'm not really sure.
I think you did it correctly.
Really?
Yes.
You're like a parent watching me. I can tell. I can feel you on Twitter.
Well, no,
just
because I opened
you
up...
monitor to see if I'm...
I do, because I opened up the...
Do you clean up drunk tweets?
I opened up the Twitter account under my email address, and so every time you add somebody, I get a notification.
Oh.
And so
when it hits cocktail hour, you're like, oh, boy.
Well, there are some things that you favorite that I'm like, okay, why did she favorite and retweet
because I'm happy. And when I'm happy, I think everything's fabulous.
I could tell you were happy after that text that you sent Travis and me yesterday.
Oh, listen, don't even get started with me. Don't even get started. Anyway, she says it's awkward with it because it's taken her so long to get used to it, but she fears it could land her in a spot of trouble if she's too honest. Mm-hmm. She can't help but become emotionally tangled up in the website because she feels the need to respond to everyone that sends her a tweet. Yeah, I'm a little over retweety right now, a little over favority.
No, I know.
Because I'm new.
Yeah, you are.
I'm a newbie. All right, Jim, pay attention. This is very, very important. Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris Martin, they may be consciously coupling again.
Uh-huh.
They have apparently put their plans to divorce on hold. They reportedly had a wake-up call since their conscious uncoupling, and now they've...
So he's not going to try to fix her?
Pardon me? No.
You're not Coldplay
I get it. Okay, got it. Okay, now I got it. All right, 29 minutes after the hour. Right back on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Stephanie Miller.
She must be quite something.
She is there, behind the rich and powerful, beside the rich and powerful, under the rich and powerful.
It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Oh, how we miss Jim. Paul Wolfowitz really doesn't like being called the architect of the Iraq War. Oh, we're sorry. Did we hurt your feelings? We're sorry about that. Own it. Do it. And Jim made a comment.
Well, I can't. You can't
you
say it on the air.
Yes, you can.
Can I?
Yeah.
I suggested that he should comb his ass hairs with his comb and then lick the comb. This
is why...
Jim, that's awful. Don't repeat that on me.
And this is why we keep Jim Ward.
That's because he famously licked his comb, combed his hair with the gack. And that's not the worst thing about it.
Yeah. Where's my nostalgia music? Jim's back. You will be sorry one day that you mock my many brain-related events.
Going to wake up speaking Chinese.
Yeah, or Swedish like that one guy in Palm Springs. Remember we did that story?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, Jim's back, and it's summer, so we're going to talk about dangerous 70s toys. Iraq is back. We're talking about whether to go into Iraq again. Oh, let's see, Cooper.
But Paul Wolfowitz will do it much better this time.
Right. Oh, yeah. This time he'll do it like this with his hands. He'll do this with his hands now.
Right.
Yeah, that'll be
After
better.
he licks his ass hairs.
You don't have to repeat it.
What?
See, this is the part of the magic chemistry we can't replicate. No. That you two need to be separated, and I become the hall monitor of the show. Cooper writes, Steph, I have fond memories of the dangerous toys we played with in the 50s and 60s. Oh, he's an oldie. Oof. My favorite toy was a small Derringer which popped out of a belt buckle. Yikes.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yours must have been worse than our toys. Yeah. Mattel had a whole series of toy guns which fired a plastic bullet about 2 feet.
Wow.
Yikes. Since you had so much fun blowing up your childhood friends. Oh, yeah, it's behind me. Time bomb. Remember that?
Uh-huh.
That was fun.
Of course.
Who doesn't think that's funny? Tick, 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 tick. It's an IED. You're blown up.
Incredible edibles were dangerous because they weren't really edible. It was like some kind of toxic waste product. And then what was the other one where you made?
But the safe part was you got to make it on a molten white hot lead thing.
Baby's first foundry. Yeah.
Right.
What
Get in
could possibly go wrong?
Heat that sucker up. Is that hot enough? Check it with your hand.
So your brother can burn his hand on that while his sister burns her hand on the Easy Bake oven.
You couldn't burn
Check if that's hot enough.
oven.
Check if that's hot enough yet.
Ow! Although
Yep.
Shrinky dinks, putting plastic in the oven, melting it, and then pulling it out. And yeah.
Sounds like that guy from the hospital.
Yeah, Shrinky Dink after his operation. Okay, where am I? Oh, so he says, since you found so much fun blowing up your childhood friends, I found the perfect toy which would have distracted your brother if he ever does try to strangle me again. This toy is passed around like a hot potato. It randomly electrocutes the holder with, I think I remember this, hot potato, with varying amounts of electricity. The first wimp to drop the toy loses.
Wow.
Check, it's the shock ball. Get your unsuspecting friends. Make
sure you stand in a bucket of water while you're doing it.
Exactly. Oh, are you in the bath? Here, catch it. Get your unsuspecting friends together for a seemingly innocent game of hot potato and bring in the shock ball. This small electronic ball actually delivers a series of electrical shocks to players. The shock ball is meant for older kids, say starting at 14. Oh, okay. Well, then it's all right. It states the shock ball should not be used by individuals who have epilepsy, heart conditions, or a pacemaker.
Well, at least there was a warning.
You should stress emphatically, not only as a safety measure, but to heighten the fear factor while you play. That's fun. Wow.
But if you have a gun,
I didn't know I had epilepsy until I
now I do.
Epilepsy jokes never get old.
I didn't know I had turrets, but now I do.
Tourette's.
Right.
Turrets are on.
Right, turrets. Yeah. So if you want to up the excitement at your next party, or you just have a serious mean streak, the shock ball may be just the thing you're looking for. You can get one for under $20 from Amazon. You can get anything from Amazon. There are 195 shopping days left for Christmas. Thank you for alerting us to that. All right, I saved this one for Jim as well. Serial cucumber masturbator sentenced after indecent act in a library.
Was he masturbating with the cucumber or just the cucumber as a sort of simulation?
He masturbated in a public library while holding a cucumber. He's using the decimal system.
He wasn't doing anything with the cucumber, just holding it?
Did he hope to compete with the cucumber?
I don't
must not be the guy from the hospital.
Police were alerted to the presence of the man at the airport, not airport library, where he was allegedly seen pleasuring himself while holding the fruit in his other hand. Maybe it was a competition. I don't know. When asked if he had posed a danger to library staff, the police detective said, "I don't think he had any free hands to make any threats." All right. I would listen. If I would, you know what? Hang on, let me finish.
Now throw the cucumber at your head.
Okay. By the way, Chris, our right-wing caller, what was he saying? Somehow George H.W. Bush got thrown into the mix about if we had something. Oh, he'd taken Saddam out the first time,
like if we
whatever, then we would have, then would have been.
I mean, killed.
If we'd ended the war in Iraq,
if we weren't such
the war.
World War II. If we weren't such pusses about civilian casualties and stuff.
Whatever.
Now now it's coming back.
Did you see he celebrated his 90th, Jim, by jumping out of an airplane once again? A helicopter over Kennebunkport. It's actually a tandem jump.
Yeah.
Well, he can barely walk now as it is, so.
I know. The jump
might as well.
Was his 8th.
Yeah.
I mean, of all the Bush presidents, he was probably the least
awful.
We
don't want to go too deeply into that.
But he actually, that's the ship that's there, the George H.W. Bush, that we just moved into place. It's got all kinds of special equipment, 1,000 points of light. Sonar. Things gonna do it. You can do anything with it.
1,000 sonar things.
Yes.
Forget what they are.
By the way.
Flew airplanes. Didn't really get on the whole boat thing.
By the way, speaking of flight, we missed this because of all the excitement about Iraq, the sequel. Russian bombers buzz California.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did you see that?
Yes, I did, yeah.
Where was Caribou Barbie? Where did she warn us? I thought she could see Alaska, or she could see Russia from her house. Putin's giant floating head didn't tell her. Her heads up, something.
A heads up.
What's the point of her?
Hey.
They flew within 50 miles of the Northern California coast. They began right near Alaska.
Did they fly over the Russian River?
Caribou Barbie.
Sebastopol?
Possibly.
Hell's good day. What good is it having you be able to see Russia from your house if you don't give us what for? A heads up, a hey.
They want to conquer the Russian River.
Also, too, Mr. President, I have some information.
We're taking back Alaska.
I'm going to gather that information and bring it back to you. I think there's a couple of planes coming.
I'll try to find you some and I'll bring them to you.
All right. Michelle in L.A., you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hi, Michelle.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Go ahead.
I just had a thought, which was, all this hullabaloo about going back to Iraq. Why don't we have all of the open carry nuts and Ted Nugent all get their assault weapons?
There you go.
Yeah.
All the manly men.
About a week to take care of it.
Right. Sure. Right. Think of it as open carry day at Chipotle, only it's in Tikrit.
Right. Didn't go shoot up the Tikrit Chipotle.
I don't think.
I'm guessing they don't serve pork.
Are you with me? Who's with me?
No carnitas there.
No hay carnitas. No. In Tikrit.
Dios mío. Jeff in Las Vegas. Hi, Jeff. You're on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Hi. Just had Paul Wolfowitz expressing dissatisfaction that he was considered the architect of the Iraq War. I think the wrong reason to compare him to being the architect of the Iraq War is real architects actually draw up plans for stuff.
Ah, there you go. Yes, exactly. And they generally build things, not blow things up.
Yeah.
That's true. And if what they build and design all falls down, they get blamed.
Yeah. Exactly. Hey, by the way, I'm going to guess this is a Rick Perry voter. Maybe a Rick Santorum. Okay. Florida mom kidnaps daughter to avoid vaccines or learning black history.
Why is this always
another
Florida
WT
woman?
up in Florida, right? Florida woman, fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Mother in Sunrise, Florida, is now facing federal criminal indictment after disappearing with her 2-year-old daughter last month in order to avoid having her vaccinated. This served the dual purpose of keeping her from being brainwashed and keeping her out of school where she might learn about let's see, Megan Elizabeth Everett, 22, she, became involved with a man recently, Carlos Lester's, who is described as a Confederate flag-waving gun enthusiast with family members in Georgia and Kentucky.
Oh. All right, well, we'll send the Union Army against you then. See how you do this time.
Yeah. Let us know. Okay, 44 minutes after the hour. Jim, what is that story about Kim Jong-un? I'm sure it is highly inappropriate. Do not stay tuned. Do not. 45 minutes after the hour, right back on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Stephanie Miller.
She loves to do the wild. She said, let me tell you one thing. I need $50 to make you holler. I get paid to do the wild thing. Say what?
This hour of the Stephanie Miller Show brought to you by Citrix GoToMeeting, the powerfully simple way to meet and collaborate with your team online from anywhere. Start your 30-day free trial of GoToMeeting today. Visit GoToMeeting.com. Click on that there. Try a free button. Enter the promo code Stephanie. All right, 49 minutes after the hour. 1-800-STEPH-12, the phone number toll free from anywhere. Oh, this just in. U.S. captures Benghazi suspect in a secret raid.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Jim, I'm guessing that the president will have done that too late, the wrong way, but too soon for the midterms.
Right.
So whatever he did, it's wrong.
He did it too much, not enough.
Right.
Oh.
And it's Hillary's fault somehow. Right. Because, what?
And we have more breaking news.
Uh-huh.
There are mad beaver attacks at Lake Surprise in New Jersey.
Surprise! Mad beaver? Oh, come on, don't go away, mad. Hey, in a totally unrelated story, Monica Lewinsky.
Oh, come on.
She's not mad anymore.
Oh.
Oh, she's going to be. Has this been on yet? The 90s, the last great decade on National Geographic. They've had a lot of beaver specials. It's the National Geographic special on the 90s. The 90s, the last great decade. That'll be her first television interview in more than 10 years.
The last great decade?
It didn't suck.
It was.
Okay. I saved this for Jim. Kim Jong-un was not happy with North Korea's weathercasters. I was just saying, Dallas Raines is lucky he does not live in North Korea because he would have been eaten by a pack of wild dogs by now. That's an LA weather joke, but okay. Anyway, I think he had some thoughts on that.
Oh, I'm going to have Dallas Raines put in a gulag. There are many incorrect forecasts in the meteorological observation has not been put on a modern and scientific basis. I urge the agency to fundamentally improve its work and equipment. Accurate forecasts needed to protect the lives and property of people from disasters caused by abnormal climatic phenomena. Very important work affecting the overall economic affairs. Why didn't anybody tell me it's going to be raining? I would have worn my Weddington boots instead of my hand-stitched Italian loafers sent to me by Eric Cantor. They shrank. Now they're too tight even for my teeny tiny feet.
In a related story.
Is that from Yanni? What is our new Kim Jong-un music?
Chinese music.
That's like new age Chinese music. Okay. Oh, someone wants an anniversary greeting.
Yes.
All right.
Sung by Kim Jong-un.
Okay.
Okay, if it's sung, then we.
All right.
Happy anniversary, Gangnam Style. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary, dear Bob and Karen Esperam Carey. May the skies grow red above the sacred Mount Peku like it did when my daddy was born, and the impenetrable ice sheet at the heart of the mystical volcano crack with a deafening roar. Happy 32nd anniversary to you.
That's lovely. Bob and Karen, is it? Very, very lovely.
Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style.
All right.
I'm sitting next to someone who had that on his iPhone.
People still listen to that?
In other hip-hop news.
His ringtone was Gangnam Style.
Oh.
By the way, we have ringtones available, don't we?
Yes, we do.
At StephanieMiller.com. Voice by voice deity Jim Ward, some of them.
Yeah.
All right, then. All right, in a totally unrelated story that have nothing to do with speech impediments, Barbara Walters regrets turning down a date with Clint Eastwood.
She regrets turning down a date with Clint Eastwood?
Hello. I will we regret it.
I'd rather date an empty chair.
That's not what he said. Wait.
Okay.
Where's my good, bad, and the ugly? Oh, there it is. Yes, she turned down a date with him. She rejected the director when he invited her out to dinner in the 1980s.
Oh, all right.
That was welly hot then. Though she had a crush on him at the time and believed that she could have been Mrs. Clint Eastwood. She said, I did this interview with him something like 30 years ago. He was very flirtatious, and I was very taken with him. He asked me if I wanted a dinner, and I said, no, I have to work. I don't mix business with pleasure. She said she could have been Mrs. Clint. I was way close.
Did you order 5 courses or only 4?
See, that's where I thought he was going with that. That's funny. See? By the way, Harrison Ford, did you see this, was injured?
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
No, it wasn't snakes. It was a Millennium Falcon. He was airlifted to a local hospital.
Yeah,
he was injured on the set of Star Wars, episode whatever, 1,000.
Pretty bad, apparently.
He was injured when the door of the Millennium Falcon malfunctioned and fell on his ankle. Ow. Ouch. It was not snakes. Jim, how long has Alex Trebek been hosting Jeopardy? He just set a Guinness record for the most episodes ever hosted by the same presenter. Who is Alex Trebek, everybody?
No, you formed the answer in the form of a question.
Right, I screwed that up.
Yeah, you did.
Which is why I don't host Jeopardy.
Okay.
I hosted I've Got a Secret, and I was also bad at that because I couldn't keep a secret.
I'll take penis mightier for 400, Alex.
The only audition I've ever been on, it was for a game show.
Really?
Yeah.
Guess you didn't get it.
Oh,
I wouldn't be sticking around here.
I sucked hard.
I bet.
In other Monica Lewinsky news, what are we saying? What's happening this morning? Ooh, look at this. Justin Bieber will be charged with criminal vandalism in connection with the egging. You know, that was a pretty epic egging.
A drive-by egging?
Right. It was his own surveillance video. He was front and center. See, I better be careful because, you know, I have that. When I'm drunk, I'm going to catch myself doing something really dumb.
The boy band next door.
aching boy band's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have any tape. Oh, I do? Okay. Oh, right. Oh, by the way.
What?
Oh, you probably can't find it. Do you see the Eric Cantor was highly miffed about the Laura Ingraham joke?
Oh.
That he was...
Good heavens.
We should have traded him for instead of the Taliban. I think that is very unhelpful.
That is
That does
rude.
not elevate the debate in any way.
I don't think anyone likes Eric Cantor.
He's just a jerk. He really is. I need one of these. Chris, give me a confidence coach.
That's right up there with life coach.
I need someone every day going, you can do it. You can do it, Steffi. Jennifer Aniston has been seeing a confidence counselor ahead of George Clooney's wedding, because you know why. Because she's going to have to run into... What's that, Lassie?
Ranger Rick fell in the well?
She's have to run into Brad Pitt.
She's going to run into, Brad and Angelina at George Clooney's wedding. She's very nervous. So she has also been having hypnotherapy. Think that would work on me?
No.
No, you have no
I
hips.
just get sleepy.
See what I did.
Okay. Jen wants to be as breezy as possible. Been doing role plays with her confidence coach and will be as prepared as she can be.
Well.
Role playing. All right, you be Brad and Angelina. Hi, how are you? How are you? Oh, it's breezy out, isn't it? Hello.
Something tells me that she's gotten over it by now.
You think so? I don't think you need a confidence coach if you are over it.
Something tells me that may be a false story. You know, sometimes the tabloids make things
The
up.
kind that I fall for regularly?
Yeah, exactly.
You know me. I never let go. I am so Team Jen. All right. Yeah, one more for you. New York Taxi Commission wants to know, did Robert De Niro drive your taxi?
A little bit. I drove a little bit.
Were you talking to him?
I was talking to him. He wasn't talking to me.
The Taxi and Limousine Commission wants to know, they tweeted a photo of the real hack license Robert De Niro got when he was playing Travis Bickle in Taxi Driver. The license bears a photo of him. He actually, because he's a method actor, he actually drove a cab, and they want to know stories.
You talking to me?
Any taxi cab confessions about Robert De Niro.
Enthusiasms.
Right.
A man has what?
Pardon? Okay. All right, that was it. Okay. Yay! Jim Ward's back. Kermit Flail. That's it for us.
That was not a Kermit Flail. No. Kermit didn't use closed fists.
The lane dance?
No, it's like all floppy. Your fingers are all floppy.
That's out of the camera range anyway. No one can see if you hadn't ratted me out. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
A little bit. Rat her out a little bit.